So hi there, my name is Jeff Boyle and I am a real estate agent in Southwest Ohio. And we get these questions a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to you real quick about the 10 questions that you should ask your potential loan officer as you're interviewing multiple different loan officers. These are questions you need to know up front. So I'm gonna go through those today so you don't have to do the research on your own. So the first question that you should ask a loan officer is, can I buy a home before I sell my current home? That is something that you absolutely need to know. There are different ways that we can handle, or that they can handle that if you cannot, to help you be able to actually do that. And in some cases, you're going to find out that you can't, that you have to sell your house before you buy the new one. So we help people time those all the time, but some of the different ways that can help you bridge those two are bridge loans, home equity lines of credit strategies, recasting a loan, contingent offers. There's all kinds of things that you can do and that we can do. So that's the first question is, can I buy a home before I sell my current home? The second question is, will you fully underwrite us before we actually start to look for homes? This is a big one in today's market. So at least the lenders that we work with, they will fully underwrite you. So once you're done, the seller knows that you've been through that process, and the only contingencies at that point are the home inspection, the appraisal, and a clear title. That is a big deal for most sellers. So you want to find a lender that will absolutely fully underwrite you prior to starting to look for homes and writing that offer. The next one is, are your interest rates competitive, and what are the fees tied to those rates? So this is something that, believe it or not, the fees and the rates can be extremely different from one lender to the next. So you want to ask and find out exactly what those fees are. Are there buy down points, origination fees, discount points, junk fees, like all that stuff? You want to know when you're comparing lenders, which one's going to charge you the most and which one has the best rates. So make sure that you ask that question. The fourth one is, can I buy my interest rate down, and can I buy my PMI down? A lot of people will go to put 20% down just to get out of PMI, and some lenders will actually allow you to buy the PMI down. And if you're going to be in a house for a couple of years, a lot of times that makes a lot of sense and can save you a lot of money. And then how does the interest rate buy down work? How do you buy it down with points? So those are both questions you should ask your lender or your potential lender before you start to actually work with them. And then, do you offer a free or low cost refinance? A lot of our lenders, at least our lenders, and because interest rates have gotten so high and they're going to drop, they will offer a free or really low cost one-time refinance over the next couple of years. So if you get in there at 6.5% or 7%, or even 6%, and the rates drop to 5 or 5.5%, you can refinance for free or for extremely low cost. So ask the lender if they're going to do that for you also. And then the next one, what loan programs do I qualify for, and what do they offer? Because not all loan officers offer the same loan programs, and you may not qualify for those. So have that conversation up front and find out if there's a good loan program that you will qualify for that'll help you in your loan process. And then, what documents do you need from me? So pay stubs, W-2s, tax returns, bank statements, self-employment status docs, and gift funds if that's something that you're going to do. If you are self-employed, there's going to be a lot more involved in this. If you are a W-9 employee, then it's going to be a little bit easier, but ask them what documents they are going to need from you to get that process started, okay? Once you get that pre-approval done, it's good for typically 90 days, and then it's just resubmitting a couple of documents to re-up that, so it's not a big deal. And then, are you available nights and weekends when you are out searching for homes? So a lot of times that's when you are looking for homes. So if you have questions, you want to make sure they're available evenings and weekends when you need those answers right away because you're getting ready to write an offer or something. So when you work with us and one of our lenders, we know that they will pick up the phone or get back to you shortly, even in the evenings and on the weekends. And then, what is the minimum amount that I actually need for a down payment and for closing costs? So again, different loans require different amounts, different lenders require different closing costs. So you want to ask them specifically how much money you're going to need to bring to closing when you go and purchase a home. You need to know that up front. And then the last question is, what could potentially stop my loan from being approved? So there are things during the process that we will go through with you, telling you not to do these certain things, but your lender or a loan officer should tell you these things also. Like, don't go out and buy a car between the time you get your pre-approval and the time that you close. Don't spend a lot of money. Like, there's a big list of things. You want to ask them, what should you do and what should you not do during that process to make sure that you don't cause any issues with your loan. So again, those are the top 10 questions you should ask your loan officer. Let me read through those again real quick. Can I buy a home before I sell my current home? Will you fully underwrite me before I start searching for a home? Are your interest rates competitive, and what are the fees that are tied to those rates? Can I buy down the interest rate or the PMI? Do you offer free or low-cost refinance if rates drop later on, or when rates drop later on, because we know they will? What loan programs do I qualify for besides conventional financing, and how do they work? And what documents will you need from me for the pre-approval process? Are you available nights and weekends when you're actually out searching for homes and you need to get a hold of them for questions or texts or whatever it is? What is the minimum amount that I actually will need for a down payment and closing costs when I come to close my loan? And then the last one is, what could potentially stop my loan from being approved? So those are your top 10 questions. Make sure you ask those to any lender that you are interviewing, so you're comparing apples to apples. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us, message us, comment below, subscribe for these videos. My name is Jeff Boyle. I'm a local real estate agent here in Southwest Ohio, and we are here to help you, whether you're buying or selling.